Hello po, good morning. Naririnig po ba ako ng maayos? Good morning. Let's just wait po. Maghintay po muna tayo ng 3 minutes before po tayo mag-start. Antay lang po muna tayo ng mga iba pong papasok. Thank you. Good morning again. I think we can start now. Hi, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone has had their coffee or breakfast. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar titled Get Started with AWS Cloud Essentials. By the way, I am Jolia Chavez, Marketing Officer from VBusiness. And today I will be your host for this morning session. And today we have an exciting session plan, especially for those who are not familiar with AWS Cloud Essentials. We hope you find it very insightful, and by the end of today's session, you will be able to take away valuable learnings. So before we start, let me just quickly run through with our housekeeping rules. So if you have any questions to our speaker, we will have live Q&A by the end of the session. So feel free to type it out on the questions box that you can see on your screen. So if you have any clarification, feel free to type it out. So okay, before we proceed to our first speaker, um, we have a poll time po muna. Wait lang po. Alright, so the first quick poll time, what best explains your current role? So just click if you are in business or technical or in business decision maker, or others naman po kapag um, wala naman pong wala po sa choices. So malalaman po namin yung role nyo. So okay, antay po muna tayo ng ilang segundo before po natin i-close yung poll. Okay, I see the votes are coming in. So 71% already voted. So vote pa po tayo. Okay, so I think we can close the poll na po. So I will close the poll in 3, 2, and 1. So here the result. 43% are in VBusiness side, 29% in technical side, and 14% is in business decision maker, and others is um 14%. So okay, let me share my screen again. All right. So now let me introduce to you our first speakers for this session. She is handling both commercial and public sector account and focusing on acquiring new clients. And also, she is a certified cloud practitioner. Let's all welcome Miss Angelica Barrientos.
All right. Let me know if you see my screen, Miss Julia.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. Let me open my cam. All right. Um, Everyone see me na po, Miss Julia?
Nakikita na po pero hindi po full screen.
Um, yung cam ko po.
Yes po, nakikita na.
Ayan. Thank you. Hi everyone, good morning po, and thank you so much po for joining us to our session this morning. And in a while po, I'll be turning off my camera to make sure that our presentation will be smooth. And then also you can get your coffee po or tea or anything you can drink po while you're listening to our presentation po. So let's start po. Let me introduce myself po. I'm Angelica Barrientos, the new customer uh, team lead for VBusiness, and I will be the one to present our company profile po. So let me turn off my camera. Okay. So, all right. So, hi. VBusiness Solutions Overview, and our tagline is May our vision leads you into delightful success, and hashtag VSure. So VSure po is means our vision is your future that leads into delightful success when we ensure that our services are cost effective and tailored to meet your specific needs. So next, here's our agenda about VBusiness, about Cube Cloud Solutions powered by AWS, and products on mobile and cloud platform, and also security tools and other services, next step and call to actions. All right. So next, about VBusiness. So VBusiness, we started out way back 2013. We started as a department po of our company value line and providing and offering solutions to our customers for them to move to AWS. Moving forward, in 2016, we started out engaging more clients and to moving into the cloud. We became also certified as a standard technology partner of AWS here in the Philippines. We also become a professional partner in 2018, wherein we help SMB and enterprise clients to move their on-premise operations going to the cloud. And also, we conduct some events like Immersion Day, wherein we help some customers to get a foundational knowledge on what AWS is all about, what are the services that they can start with, and use cases and case studies that they can apply for their company. So in 2019, this is where we start from a department. Now we are a company na po. VBusiness, we became also an advanced consulting partner for commercial and public sector, working together with AWS to help our customers' needs. In 2020, we also conducted a lots of webinars, seminars, similar to this one. So you can looking forward this Q3 po na magkakaroon pa po tayo ng marami pang webinars or face-to-face event that would help our customers to get in line in different services that we can apply to your business po. So in 2021, we have passed 10 cloud practitioners, 2 associates, and 1 professionals for AWS requirement. And last year, 2022, we also passed 2 cloud practitioners and 2 professionals and launched new services po. And this year, 2023, our roadmap is to become AWS certified premier consulting na po. And next, Cube Cloud Solutions, hashtag #AskVBusiness. And so here are the services of VBusiness that can help you and assist you on your cloud journey. And by the way po, si Cube is our branding for providing AWS services to our customers. First, we have cloud consulting. So we seek to understand the company's business and technology goals, and then from there we provide appropriate designs, infra, and application discovery in order to improve company's efficiency and help to reach company's goal. Next, we also provide managed services for the infrastructure and cost management. With this, we provide proactive monitorings and reports to the customers. Migration and deployment. Moving your workloads on AWS Cloud, such as SAP, ERP, applications workloads. And one of the trend last year is a backup and storage. Services that is stepping stone of our customers to start with, and um, and we help the companies for archiving, file storage, and design their disaster recovery. And also nung nagkaroon kasi ng pandemic, so kailangan naging in demand po siya. So next, we have local billing service is one of our options for your AWS billing if the company can subscribe directly to AWS using the company credit card. So we here po, VBusiness, will help you on your local billing. And we also provide cloud security standards and best practices. So next, AWS products and services. Here's the additional AWS products and services that we offer po. We have Amazon Workmail. It's a secure managed business email and calendar service with support for existing desktop and mobile. So email client applications, Amazon Workmail gives users the ability to seamlessly access their email contacts and calendar using the client application. Their choice including Microsoft Outlook, native iOS and Android email applications. Any client's application supporting the IMAP protocols or directly through our web browsers. So next we have Amazon Light Sales. It's the easiest way to get started with Amazon Web Services for developers who need to build websites or web applications and running in just a few clicks. So a lots of our customers po, ina-avail po nila si Amazon Light Sales for their web hostings. And then we have also the IUC or end user computing where you can access your resources and have the benefit of working on multiple devices from anywhere and anytime. So madali po siyang ma-access. If your company is still implementing work from home setup, we help you to set up virtual workspaces for your employees and app streams for streaming application for your team, and also work docs for document sharing between your company. So, in demand din po siya kasi ang mga companies mo ngayon is na hybrid na rin. So, next is these are the some of the products of mobile and cloud platform that we develop and running on AWS platform. So first we have Builder AI. This is our newly launched solutions last April. So if you want to customize your applications development, Builder AI is for you po. So we will help you po. And then application development, if you want to create a software application, we can provide development solution from the scratch po. And then NBS HR management, this is all in one HR platform, keeping track of employees information. And then we have accounting system. Accounting system is a tool that helps our accountants, bookkeeper, or business owners. Next, we have web development. So we have a web services team that would help your business that will help you build your website from the scratch and help you manage your website content as well. Also, we have ERP system. This is all about the core business processes needed to run a company, like modules of finance, HR, manufacturing, supply chain service, procurement, and others. So we have sa ERP po na system namin. And then we have also the POS system, or a point of sales. POS system is a hardware and software that enables you to make sales, accept payments, and check out customers, especially for restaurant, grocery, and many more. So if ever, sir, if ever you're interested of one of them, we can set a separate meeting po for a demo presentation. Just let me know lang po. And then next, security tools and other services that we offer. We have ESET. ESET Security, they provide protections for your everyday online activities for home and business devices. We also have SafetyCa. Si SafetyCa po is provide security software, offers a full DLP or data leak prevention. And then Cisco. Cisco is a solution expert in networking and security. Next, New Relic. New Relic is a real-time monitoring tool that tracks and provides information about your web app performance. Next, we have First Cloud. Si First Cloud po is a platform that provide continuous security monitoring and mitigations. And Ivanti. So Ivanti is is asset management software system used to remotely inventory and manage desktop computers. We have Fortinet, delivers high performance network security solutions that protect your network, users, and data from continually evolving threats. So we have Cloudflare. Cloudflare po is a global network designed to make everything you connect to the internet secure, provide fast and reliable. So secure your website and internet applications, protect corporate networks, employees, and devices po. So we have Beam and MSP360. For your backup and DR needs, we can provide Beam and MSP360 po. And Microsoft 365 is the productivity cloud design to help you pursue your passion and your business po. And last, SSL certificate is a bit of code on your web server that provides security for online communication. So here are some of our security tools and other services po na ino-offer. And then next step is, so we have a program that you get up to $1,000 AWS credit for the following services for S3 Family, Glacier, EFS, FSX, Data Sync, and Storage Gateway. So this promo runs July to September 2023 only po. And to learn more about this program, kindly email our marketing po. And here's our, ito po yung email niya, si marketing@vbusiness.ph. So, email nyo lang po siya if ever you have questions regarding this program. And then, so VBusiness. Hindi lang po nasama yung iba kasi naka-work from home, hybrid setup din po kasi kami. And then, why choose VBusiness? VBusiness builds your confidence on your digital transformation and making sure that your cloud journey and adoptions are within discipline. And also because VBusiness is born in cloud company, focus on delivering smarter innovation, and also we're here to help and guide our customers to build and start their cloud journey po from day one and to leverage the advantages of cloud and to automate their business operations. So next, our clients. So here are some of our happy customers we work with in different kinds of industries and different kinds of segments. So we have the Unilab, Artalan, sa mga school, meron din kami, and then hospitals, and many more. So, yung iba po is naka-NDA. So, these are some our clients. And then, okay, so that's the end of my presentation. And feel free to email and message me po. Hope you enjoy the rest of the session. So, here's my email and then my contact number po if ever you have a question. So, thank you again and back to you, Miss Julia.
Okay, that's Miss Ange's presentation on VBusiness Solution Overview. I hope everyone is enlightened on how VBusiness can help us with our cloud journey. So again, before po tayo mag-proceed sa bago po nating sa main topic po natin this morning, magkakaroon po tayo ng game. Wait lang po, balik ko lang po yung screen ko. Alright. So, ayun. Before po tayo mapunta sa game time, if you have any question po ulit, to our speaker, feel free to type it out on the chat box or on the questions box, and we will have live Q&A by the end of this session. So, yon. Ito pong game time po natin is Q&A lang po siya. So, bale, magpa-flash lang po ako ng questions dito regarding po dun sa present ni Miss Ange. Kung sino po yung unang makakuha ng tamang sagot, makakatanggap po ng 200 worth of Grab food voucher. So, paunahan po tayong sumagot. Sayang din po yung 200 Grab food voucher. So, okay? Ready na po ba ang lahat? Type po tayo ng G if ready na po tayo sa game time. Oh, I think ready na. Ready na ang lahat. So, okay, let's start na po. The first question is, what business branding for AWS? Okay, pwede na po kayong sumagot. Okay, may sumasagot na po. I think may nakakuha na po ng tamang sagot. Congratulations to Miss Cristaline Hernandez. So, the correct answer is Cube. Okay, congrats po, Miss Cristaline Hernandez. Isasend na lang po yung 200 worth of Grab food voucher to, to via email. Congrats! So, here is the second question. Nakita na. Ito, paunahan na lang po. In what year did VBusiness Software Solution, INC, start as a company? Yon, this is bonus question. So, congratulations to Sir Froilan Gopio. Meron ka pong 200 GrabFood voucher. Congratulations po ulit. So, thank you everyone po sa mga nag-participate. Mamaya ulit po, meron po ulit tayong game. So, makinig lang po tayo sa susunod natin pong presenter. So, yan. Thank you so much po for participating. So now, I will give again to Miss Ange the screen. Wait lang po, nagkaroon lang po ng technical. Um, Before we start with this, our main topic, I will introduce to you our next speaker. He has been with VBusiness for 5 years. He is handling the technical team. Also, he's certified solution architect and cloud practitioner. Let all welcome Sir Tito. Hi, Sir Tito. Good morning.
Good morning. So by the way, I'm Tito, no? Tito Santos, sales engineer for VBusiness, and I'll be presenting AWS Cloud Essentials. Next slide, please. So our agenda for today are: what is cloud computing? What is AWS Cloud? On-premise and cloud computing, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, globe infrastructure, developer tools, infrastructure as a code, well-architected infrastructure, and security. Next slide, please. So, what is cloud computing? So, basically, cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of compute, power, database, storage, applications, and other IT resources through a cloud services platform through the internet as pay-as-you-go pricing. No? Normally, that's it. No, when we say cloud computing, it's a pay-as-you-go. It's like a utility. Okay. So, here are the advantages of cloud computing. First is pay-as-you-go. We only pay when we use computing resources and only for how much you use, no? So it's like an electric bill, no? Kung ano lang yung consumption natin, yun lang yung babayaran natin. Next is benefits from massive economies of scale. So AWS aggregates usage from hundreds of thousands of customers in the cloud, which leads to higher economies of scale. So this translates into lower pay-as-you-go prices. So the more na gumagamit sa AWS, the more na pwedeng pababain ni AWS yung price niya. No? Next is stop guessing capacity. When you make a capacity decision prior to deploying an application, you often end up either sitting on an expensive idle resources or dealing with a limited capacity. With cloud computing, you can access as much as little capacity as you need and scale up and down as required with only a few minutes notice. No? So yun yung we don't need to guess capacity, no? So we can start on small and then we go big when we need the capacity, we go up. And if we don't need the capacity, nice, we go down. Okay. Next is increase speed and agility. No? IT resources are only a click away, which means that you reduce time to make resources available to your developers from weeks to minutes. This dramatically increases agility for organization because the cost and time it takes to experiment and develop is significantly lower. No? Yun. So anytime na gusto natin mag-test, we can do a test, no? So kasi yung mga resources natin is sandali lang i-provision compared dun sa mga hardware based o sa on-prem, no? Na we need to buy the resources first before we can test, which normally takes time, no? Okay. Next is realize cost savings. Companies can focus on projects that differentiate their business. Instead of maintaining data centers, with cloud computing, you can focus on your customers rather than on heavy lifting of racking, stacking, and powering physical infrastructure. No? So yun, so more on with cloud computing, no? Focus yung client or yung ano sa business lang nila, no. So hindi na nila iniintindi ang pag-maintain ng data center. Okay. Next is we go global in minutes, no. Applications can be deployed in multiple regions around the world with a few clicks. This means that you can provide lower latency and better experience for your customers at a minimal cost. No? Because uh, AWS has a global infrastructure, no? So kung meron kang kliyente sa ibang bansa, so pwede ka mag-provision doon kung saan yung pinakamalapit na bansa na yun na mababa yung latency, pwedeng doon mo i-deploy yung application mo. Okay. Next slide, please. So what is cloud computing? No? I think this will be better if we can play the video of what is AWS. Ange, can you play the link that I send you? Wala lang audio, I think.
Ayan sir, okay na po yung audio. Let me check lang po for a while.
Sorry, we have a technical issue po for a while. Let's just wait po muna. Saglit lang po. Thank you.
Okay, I think we just need to skip the video na lang. Excuse me. Okay, so example with AWS Cloud, you can spin up a virtual machine specifying the number of basic CPU cores, memory, storage, and other characteristics in seconds, and pay for the infrastructure in a per second increments only while it's running. One benefit of AWS Global Infrastructure Network is that you can provision resources in the region or regions that best serves your specific use case. When you are done with the resources, you can simply delete them. With this built-in flexibility and scalability, you can build an application to serve your first customer and then scale up to serve your next 100 million now. Okay, so next slide please. So next slide we will be discussing about on-premise and cloud computing. Excuse me. To help differentiate between running workloads on-premise compared to the cloud, consider a scenario which a team of developers wants to deploy a few new features in their application. Before they deploy, the team wants to test the features in a separate quality assurance environment that has the same configuration as production. So normally ganun naman talaga yung ginagawa natin. No? In an on-premise solution, an additional environment requires you to buy and install hardware, connect the necessary cabling, provision power, install operating system, and more. This task can be time-consuming and expensive. Meanwhile, the team needs to delay the release of the new feature while they wait for the QA environment, which normally happens on an on-premise no. So we need to have the resources first, set it up, and the QA and do the QA. In contrast, if you run your application in the cloud, you can replicate an entire production environment as often as needed. In a matter of minutes or even seconds no. Instead of physically installing hardware and connecting cabling, the solution is managed over the internet no. So anytime na gusto mong pwede nating copyhin yung production mo without and then launch it to a QA environment as much as we need or as much as we want no. Yun. So we can do it with cloud. And then if we're done, we can terminate the QA environment no. Unlike on on-premise environment, the resources are stuck with you, the physical server, the license of the operating system, the license of the application or the database. Okay. Next slide please. So next is we will be discussing IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. No? Cloud computing provides developer with the ability to focus on what matters most and avoid infrastructure procurement and maintenance and capacity planning or undifferentiated heavy lifting. With the growing popularity of cloud computing, several different services models have emerged to help meet specific needs of different users. Each type of cloud service provides you with different levels of abstraction, control, flexibility, and management. So here are the infrastructure as a service. Okay, what does it do? Okay, contains the basic building blocks for cloud IT, and typically provides access to networking features, computers like virtual machine or a dedicated hardware, and data storage space. IaaS provides you with the highest level of flexibility and management, control over IT resources, and its most likely existing IT resources that many developers are familiar with today. Okay. That is IaaS. And next we will be discussing about PaaS, no, which is platform as a service. No. Removes the need to manage the underlying infrastructure. Usually these underlying infrastructure usually are the hardware and the operating system, no, and allows you to focus on the deployment and management of your applications. This helps you be more efficient because you don't need to worry about resources procurement, capacity planning, software maintenance, patching, or any other undifferentiated heavy lifting involved in running your application. So that is PaaS, which is platform as a service. And lastly, we have software as a service, no? Provides you with a complete product that runs and managed by service provider. In most cases, people referring to SaaS as are referring to end user applications. With SaaS offering, you do not have to think about the service maintained or how the underlying infrastructure is managed. You only need to think about how you will use that software or piece of software. A common example of SaaS application is a web-based email. No? which you can send and receive email without having to manage feature additions to the mail product or even the servers and operating systems that run the program of the email. No? Okay, that is software as a service. Now we will be discussing, next slide please. Now we will be discussing the global infrastructure of AWS. Okay. So AWS Cloud Infrastructure is built around AWS regions and availability zones. Okay? A region is a physical location in the world where we have multiple availability zones. And then availability zones consist one or more discrete data centers which have redundant power, networking, and connectivity housed in separate facilities. These availability zones offer you the ability to operate production application and database that are more highly available, fault tolerant, and scalable that would possibly from a single data center now. Also, AWS offers 200 fully featured services. Okay, so it's a lot, no? So next slide, please. By the way, AWS has 31 regions and 99 availability zones. Okay, so here we can see the Asia Pacific and China. Okay, and for us to know what are edge locations, no? Edge locations is a site that CloudFront uses to cache copies of your content for fast delivery to users at any location. No? That's the meaning or what edge locations do. And then we also have here regional edge caches. Regional edge caches are CloudFront locations that are deployed globally close to your viewers. Okay. So here in Asia or here in a here in Asia Pacific, or for us here in the Philippines, no, we normally do deployments on the Singapore region. That is the nearer part. And then we also, if we are planning to do DR, okay, we do Sydney, no, we go to Sydney. So we have a DR deployment on Singapore and Sydney, no. Okay, next slide, please. Here we have EMEA or Europe, Middle East, in Africa. There, so they have that. Next slide, please. So as you can see, there are coming soon pa no na mga sites, no. So there are more sites pa. Okay. Next please. Okay. And lastly is the South America. Excuse me. Next slide please. Now we will be discussing about developer tools now. When infrastructure becomes virtual, as with cloud computing, the way developers work with infrastructure changes slightly. Instead of physically managing infrastructure, you logically manage it through the AWS Application Programming Interface or AWS API. Okay. When you create, delete, or change any resources, you will need to use API calls to AWS to do that. No? So below are the tools that we can use or developer tools that we can use. No? So there are, for now, there are 4 developer tools or consists of 4. So first, when we are just getting started with AWS, people often begin with the AWS Management Console. No? So it's a web-based console that you log in through a browser. Okay. The console comprises of a broad collection of services consoles for managing AWS resources. No? By working in the console, you do not need to worry about scripting or syntax. You can select the specific region you want an AWS service to be with, no, to be in. No? So ganun siya, no. So web-based, login lang tayo. Tapos makikita natin doon lahat ng ng services na ino-offer ni AWS, no. So for starters, ito yung ginagamit natin, no. Okay. Next is IDE and IDE Toolkits. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environments, and that's what stands in IDE Toolkits. So you can author, debug, and deploy your code on AWS from within your preferred environment, no. So supported IDEs and toolkits include there, no, nasa baba, which is we have Cloud9, IntelliJ, PyCharm, Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, Azure DevOps, Rider, and WebStorm. Next slide, please. And lastly, we have SDKs. So SDKs are software development kits, which are come in handy when you want to integrate your application source code with AWS services. For example, you might want to use Python SDK to write code to store files in an Amazon S3 bucket instead of your local hard drive. The ability to manage AWS services from a place where you can run source code with conditions, loops, arrays, lists, and other programming elements provide a lot of power and creativity. So as we can see here, we have Java, Python, PHP, .NET, Ruby, Go, Node.js, and C++. Okay. So next slide, please. So now we'll be discussing about infrastructure as a code. No? Similar to a way software developers write application code, AWS provides services that enable the creation and deployment and maintenance of infrastructure in a programmatic, descriptive, and declarative way. No, so we have two infrastructure as a code. We have CDK. So we have provision cloud applications can be challenging, no, requiring you to write custom scripts, maintain templates, or learn domain-specific languages. No, with AWS CDK uses the familiarity and expressive power of programming language for modeling your applications. It provides highly it provides high-level components called construct that pre-configured cloud resources with proven defaults, so you can build cloud applications with ease. No? With the AWS CDK, provisions your resources in a safe, repeatable manner through AWS. No? So normally yun yun, no? Kadalasan kung pwede natin gawin na paulit-ulit yung walang human intervention when we provision resources, we use infrastructure as a code. So kung pwede mo naman ulit-ulitin, imbis na manually mo gawin, so we can create a template, no? Okay. Which, ito nga, kamukha ni AWS CDK. And then we also have CloudFormation, no? Which is part of also us as infrastructure as a code. So modeling and setting up AWS resources can be time consuming. Yun nga, no? Kung paulit-ulit mo lang din gagawin, why not automate it, no? So this is where AWS CloudFormation can help. Now, CloudFormation helps you model and set up your AWS resources so you can spend less time managing resources and more time focusing on your application. No? So using CloudFormation, you can create a template that describes all AWS resources that you want. For example, is like EC2 instance, Amazon RDS DB instance. So once you create a template, CloudFormation takes care of provisioning and configuring those resources for you. So you don't need to individually create and configure AWS resources and figure out what's dependent on what. Okay. So CloudFormation will handle that for you. No, CloudFormation can help you simplify infrastructure management, quickly replicate your infrastructure, and easily control and track changes to your infrastructure. No? So for example na lang, so kung meron kang infrastructure dito sa Singapore and then you want to replicate that same infrastructure on other regions, you can use do we can use CloudFormation to help you do that, no? Instead of manually configuring other regions to have the same configuration on your main region, no? CloudFormation can help you with that. Okay. Next slide, please. So next slide is we'll be discussing about well-architected infrastructure. So designing a solid cloud architecture is a foundational work that involves the entire technical team. Okay. Understanding the six pillars of well-architected framework will help orient your thinking towards best practices as you work with AWS services. No? So we have six pillars. We will be discussing the six pillars now. First pillar, we have operational excellence pillar, no? Which focuses on running and monitoring systems and continually improving process and procedures. Key topics include automating changes, responding to events, and defining standards to manage daily operations. So yun yung operational excellence. So it's more on monitoring systems. Okay. Next is the security pillar, no? which focuses on protecting information and systems. Key topics include confidentiality, integrity of data, managing users' permission, and establishing controls to detect security events. So yeah, so that's the security pillar, no. And next we have the next we have the reliability pillar, which focuses on workloads, performing their intended functions, and how to recover quickly from failure to meet demands. Key topics include distributed system design, recovery planning, and adapting to changing requirements. No, so we have that for for reliability pillar. Okay. Next is performance efficiency pillar. What does it do? So focuses on structured and streamed allocation of IT computing resources. Key topics include selecting resources type and size optimized for workloads requirement, monitoring performance and maintaining efficiency as business needs to evolve. No? Okay. Next is cost optimization pillar. So focuses on avoiding unnecessary costs. This is more on cost savings. No? Key topics include understanding spending over time and controlling fund allocation. No? Selecting resources on selecting resources of the type and quantity and scaling to meet business needs without overspending. So normally kasi ang nangyayari when nasa cloud, later on hindi na mo monitor naman ano yung cost, no. So minsan ano siya, nagbabubble, no. So we need to monitor it and then tingnan natin kung paano natin matitipid. So based nga dun sa mga consumptions or inallocate natin ng mga resources, we can stream it down. So yung cost natin is hindi tayo nag-overspend. So okay. Next is sustainability pillar, no. Focuses on minimizing the environment impacts of running cloud workloads. Key topics include shared responsibility model for sustainability, understanding impact, and maximizing utilization to minimize required resources and reduce downstream impacts. Okay, so that's it for the well architectured or the six pillars. We have operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability pillars. Okay, next slide, please. And then next slide will be the security part now. Here we can see the AWS shared responsibility model, no? Okay, which comprises of the customer and AWS now. Excuse me. So, ano ba yung responsibility ni AWS, no? So, the responsibility of AWS is protecting and securing AWS regions, availability zones, and data centers down to the physical security of the buildings. Okay. What else? Managing the hardware, software, and networking components that runs AWS services, such as the physical servers, host operating systems, virtualization layers, and AWS networking components. Okay, so those are the responsibilities of AWS. So what are the responsibilities of the client naman, no? Uh, Customers or anyone building on the cloud are responsible for the security in the cloud, no? When using any AWS services, you're responsible for properly configure the service and your applications in addition to ensuring that your data is secured. No? Your level of responsibility depends on the AWS service. So some services require you to perform all necessary security configuration and management tasks, while other more abstracted services require you to only manage the data and control access to your resources. No? Due to the varying levels of effort, customers must consider which AWS service they use and review the level of responsibility required to secure each service. Now, they must also review how the shared security models aligns with the security standards in their IT environment, in addition to any applicable laws and regulations. No, yun. So that's it. So for example na lang dito sa ano natin is so the customer is this is responsible for their platform. So applications, IM, no? For example na lang yung platform is yung Uh, and we have operating system, network, and firewall configuration. No, for operating system, we are responsible for patching the operating system. For network firewalls, we are responsible for allowing what ports the application uses. Okay. For identity access management, yung mga users natin kung ano yung mga permissions na allowed sa kanila. Okay. And then we also have encryption, no. So client-side encryption, server-side encryption to encrypt our files, no. We're in that. Okay. While for AWS, they have the compute storage database networking. Okay. For example, nila lang compute is yung on the level ng EC2 instance, no, kung saan siya naka-host. So they are securing that for us, no. Tapos yung security nga ng availability zones and regions which was discussed early with this one, no. Yun. So that's the security for the AWS, no. It's a shared responsibility model. It's not the sole responsibility of AWS when it comes to security. Okay. So next slide, please. And I think that's it for me, no. And thank you for your time. I'm Tito Santos, sales engineer for VBusiness. I'll return it to you, Julia. Thank you. Have a great
All
day.
right. Thank you so much, Sir Tito, for very insightful session. So, for now, before we proceed po sa ating live Q&A, mag-game time po ulit muna tayo. Wait lang po, share ko lang po yung screen ko. Okay. So, yan. Before po tayo mag-Q&A, magkaroon po muna ulit tayo ng game time. Kung nakinig po kayo kanina kay Sir Tito about the AWS Cloud Essential, masasagutan niya po to ng easy lang. Ang saglitan lang. So, okay, let's start. So, for the first question, what are the types of cloud computing? Okay, I think may nakakuha na po ng tamang sagot. Si Mr. Deo Adalem. The answer is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Congratulations po, Sir Deo. So, let's move forward na po sa fourth questions. What does the SDKS stands for? Okay, you can answer na po. All right. Ang daming sumagot, halatang nakikinig talaga sila and interesado sa webinar na to. So, nakakuha po ng tamang sagot si Sir Julius Matthews. So, the correct answer is software development kit. Okay, congratulations po Sir Julius Matthews. And for the last question, question number 5 is a software development framework for defining cloud infrastructure and code and provisioning it through AWS Cloud Form. Okay, sagot na po. Okay. Wow! May nakakuha na po ng tamang sagot and si Sir Julius Matthew po ulit. The correct answer is AWS CDK or AWS Cloud Development Kit. So, congratulations po sa mga nanalo. We will send na lang po yung 200 GrabFood voucher through email po. Again, thank you so much po sa pakikipag-participate. So, now let's move on po to our Q&A portion. So, okay, let me call back again on stage our speakers. Miss Ange and Sir Tito to answer all of our questions. So for those who haven't typed their question, feel free to type it out on the question box. I think may question na po, Sir Tito, for you. From Sir Gary Wilson Villete. Ang una niya pong tanong is, can we customize CPUs and memory allotment, especially for running different IDEs?
I think for that, no, we or there are several types of EC2 instance, no. So depending on your vCPU that you require and memory, same na memory, no. There's and aside from the memory and the networking connectivity that you need, there are a lot of EC2 instance that you can choose from. So that I think hopefully that answers the questions. No, there are a lot of EC2 instances out there that you can select, in launching your specific EC2 instance or yung parang ginatawag natin na parang virtual machine on cloud, no, na yun yung EC2 instance. Thank you.
Okay. Meron po ulit siyang tanong. Si Sir Gary po ulit from Sir Gary Wilson. On the global location mapping shown in the earlier slide, what does red dot or location refers to? Is it edge location? How does it differ from the rest of the location? Thanks.
Saglit lang sir, check ko lang yung yeah. Actually sir, the red dots are coming soon, no. So yung green naman is for the regions. Yun. Tapos yung regarding sa ano kasi yung isa, Julia, yung tanong ni Sir Gary.
On the global location mapping shown in the earlier slide, what does red dot or location refers to? Is it edge location? How does it differ
Re-
from the rest of the location?
yeah, those are regions. Those are not edge locations. Those are regions, no. So edge location is normally ito yung cloud front natin, no, na kina-cache natin yung yung content for faster delivery. Yun. So I think that for yung global infrastructure kanina na may map sa gilid, those are regions. Tapos yung naka-red is for the coming soon, which is kasama din sa slides natin kanina, marami tayong mga coming soon din, no. On specific like Asia Pacific and China, I think we have EMEA also and North America. So ayun.
So, okay
Thank you.
po. May questions po ulit. In AWS CDK, are legacy system and programming difficult to configure? In AWS CDK, are legacy system and programming difficult to configure?
Actually, with AWS CDK, it will help you, no, kung paano i-import or i-recode yung programming language na yon for us to have to translate it to an AWS, no. So I think if meron pang ano doon is kinakailangan muna namin if malaman kung ano yung mga legacy na yon, no, for us to check it out kung supported siya ni AWS CDK.
Okay, for the next question naman po. How could we say that cloud computing is cost effective as compared to on-prem? How about it a long-term process?
So, for example na lang, no, for example, normally yung ginagawa namin for kung pag pino-compare yung on-premise at saka AWS, cloud computing, no. So, for example na lang sa on-premise, pag bumili tayo ng server, so may kasama siyang hardware, which normally we overspecs. Okay. Tapos bibili tayo ng operating system. Tapos kung nagre-require siya ng database, bibili ka ng database. So, lahat yun upfront cost. At the same time, meron kang operational cost, no? Operational cost is yung power, cooling, lighting, no? Yan. So meron tayong mga operational cost. And at the same time, after 3 years or 5 years, you will do the same process again. So, ang mangyayari, magkakaroon tayo ng hardware refresh. So may panibagong cost ka na naman. compared to AWS or cloud computing, no, uh, we only pay for what we use, no. For example, based dun sa consumption mo, hindi mo naman kinakailangan mag-guess, hindi mo naman kinakailangan mag-guess ng capacity. So depende dun sa ano, sa utilization, kung okay yung utilization sa'yo is acceptable, i-maintain mo yung EC2 instance mo on that configuration. At the same time, hindi mo binibili upfront yung operating system at saka yung SQL or yung database, no? Naano mo lang siya, para mo siyang nirerentahan or pay as you use, no? At the same time, di na tayo mo problema sa cooling at saka sa power, no? Kasi it's and at the same time security, and at the same time there are compliance, no, na kasama na pwede nating gamitin kung meron tayong compliance na requirement on a specific industry. We can use AWS compliance pagdating doon kasi naka-host tayo sa AWS. Yun. And at the same time, ang kagandahan nito, uh, kung starting company lang tayo, we are using an enterprise grid resources compared to an on-prem for a startup. So, enterprise companies uses AWS, and we as a startup can have that same infrastructure or same security that enterprise companies have. So why go with on-premise? So if you compare with the on-premise and cloud computing, mas marami tayong makukuhang benefits pagdating sa cloud computing or sa AWS. No? I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Okay, may question po ulit. If I stop the instance in EC2, do my bills still run or do I really need to remove completely the instance from EC2 to assure that bills stop? For example, I build a cloud security for wall such as at the moment, is it necessary to get an elastic IP address or it will still runs through well-configured AWS IGW? Okay, ulitin ko po yung first question. If I stop the instance in EC2, do my bill still runs or do I really need to remove completely the instance from EC2 to assure that bill stop?
For number one, yung questions regarding sa EC2 once na in-stop natin. Ah, pag in-stop natin siya, mag-stop yung bill pero meron tayong storage cost. So kung meron kang, kasi yung EBS natin for example, no, yung Elastic Block Store, ah, for example, 20 gig siya, once na in-stop natin, we still have the allocation of the EBS, no? So kung 20 gig siya, magbabayad pa rin tayo ng 20 gig kay ano kasi meron tayong naka-store na naka-reserve doon na EBS na 20 gig. So meron ka pa rin binabayaran sa storage. Pero pagdating sa compute, wala. Yun. So baka mamaya nakikita niyo bakit naka-stop na may bill pa rin ako. Meron tayong storage cost pagdating sa EBS. Okay? Yung next one is yung regarding sa internet gateway ba?
For example, I build a cloud security firewall such as UTM. Is it necessary to get an elastic IP address or it will still runs through well-configured AWS IGW?
Yeah. Normally, it depends pagdating doon sa ginawa mong ano no, sa security na i-set mo. Kung nagre-require siya ng public IP, we can allocate public IP, no. We can use elastic IPs, no. Which sandali lang din na ma-allocate doon, no. So, it's either add lang tayo tapos request tayo tapos allocate natin doon sa EC2 instance or doon sa ginawa mong firewall. Depende yun sa requirement ng firewall mo kung nagre-require siya ng elastic IP, maglagay tayo. Kung hindi siya nagre-require ng elastic IP, yun.
Okay, so for the last question po na nandito, regarding security, is there any policy or control where we can manage user access?
Yes. Yes, pagdating sa user management, we have identity access and management which is IM, no? Doon natin mina-manage yung mga users na yung yung mga users natin sa AWS console. Yan. So yun. We have that pwede natin gawing granular yun, no? Makikita natin marami tayong makikita doon na ano yung mga pwede natin gawin or i-define na mga permissions lang, no? So permissions or permissions on specific resources, no, within AWS, i-assign natin sa specific user or group of users, no. Yun. So we have that also. Yung tawag sa kanya is IM, no? Thank you.
All right. I think there's no more question. Thank you so much to Miss Ange and Sir Tito for their very insightful presentation this morning. So again, everyone, before we leave you with this session, so you can scan the QR code that you can see on your screen to be directed to VBusiness Facebook page and also to our website so you can learn more about upcoming events. If you would like to set a one-on-one meeting, kung mas marami pa po kayong clarification, questions regarding po this webinar, feel free to email po us at marketing@vbusiness.ph so we can schedule a free consultation with your organization. Also po, magsisend po ako ng feedback form via email. Sa lahat po ng mga nanalo sa game, we will send na lang po through email. So once again, thank you so much for attending this morning session and have a great day everyone. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you.